All right. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You like that lady? That new look?
Good, that's good, that's good.
All right. All right. All right. We on this new platform and it's going to get even better, lady. I mean, we've been working diligently. I got a guy working behind the scenes. This guy's just making it happen for us. So, it's going to get better and better each episode or each series. I mean, each episode is going to get better and better. Welcome to this week. Let's talk on the new
Woo!
platform. I love it. You see your name
I see
highlighted.
the name.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, making sure we reach the people we need to reach. And I'm hoping that everybody start clicking on that new link on MoFamPodcast.com. That's where we're going to be broadcasting for the future shows. So remember, when you start tuning in, if you don't catch us this show, remember to like that. If you have any questions, just go on my MoFam Music page, or you can go to MoFamPodcast.com. Make sure you like that because future shows are going to be featured on that Facebook page. So remember to do that. As we do each and every week, we want to thank each and every one of our viewers coming in, listening to us, and listen to this week's talk. That's what I'm talking about. As we get into this, lady, let's go ahead and give out the title of the show. What we're going to be talking about tonight. Can this country unite with a change of power? Can this country unite with a change of power? I'm gonna try to be still as much as possible because my guy's telling me it's a lot better tonight though, but it's still I got.
Please do.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to be still tonight. So I just want to thank everyone for chiming in. Remember to like the page, follow us. We're gonna be going live on different platforms. We're gonna be putting that out in the future. Definitely, we're gonna put this on YouTube. So please like all the platforms that we have listed. But can this country unite with the change of power, Lady A? That's an interesting question, right? I told people about this conversation, right? Tonight we're going to be having, right? And they was like, so what's your opinion? Looking for that answer, I guess, but, trying to sneak that answer out of me. And, I kind of told them my opinion. I'm going to share my opinion later on with our show. I don't want to spoil my opinion, but I told them my opinions, and then, you know what, then, the end result after that conversation with certain people, I made him feel much more comfortable talking. And that's going to be my objective tonight. We have to feel more comfortable talking to one another. And that's going to be the main thing I want to aim at, not so much as the political platform that most people are going to probably be talking about, but that's not what I'm aiming at. What I'm aiming at is uniting, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to be aiming at tonight. So, Lady A, what do you think about this conversation tonight?
You know what's really funny is I actually told Sophia the topic the other night. And I told her, I said, man. And she was like, what? So I started rambling on to her. And I was like, I really don't have much to say. I have a few things, and then I was like, I may not have anything else to say.
Right. And
So
go ahead.
I will let you start.
Mm-hmm. And it is a hard topic, people, and that's why I say I want us to feel comfortable, not just you and I, but the viewers that come on. I want them to feel comfortable. Whatever your opinion is, I mean, it's your opinion. We're not going to hate you for your opinion. I want you to voice whatever you feel. And this is what this show is all about. That's why it's called Let's Talk. Let's sit down and talk. So don't just take the title of this show as for granted. It's really let's sit down and talk.
Right.
Let me start out saying this, and we can start getting into the conversation a little bit. When I say can this country unite with the change of power? What I'm really saying there is, can we talk and listen to one another? Can we come to agreement to disagree and still love one another? That's what I mean by unite, and that's where we feel as a society. I believe what we feel as a society is that we don't talk to one another. We just get this interpretation of one's opinion without understanding each other. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to always agree. That's a given. We're not always going to agree, and that's not what we're aiming at. I don't want you to agree with me because we're two different people. All right. So, I want you to be able to say, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but let me tell you my side. And then I say, okay, I understand where you're coming from. You're not going to change people's opinion. You're not. Once a person's mind is made up, their mind is made up, period. But learn to agree with that and move on. And that's where the unite comes in together. Because if we don't unite, we're going to destroy. And that's the one thing that I'm trying to let people know. If we don't start uniting and talking to one another, we're going to start destroying one another. If that communication, if we don't learn to talk to one another, we're going to start destroying one another. And that's what I want to try to avoid. And I know I'm not just one man, but one voice sometimes hopefully can reach one person. I don't care if it reaches one person. Hey, I made a difference. But if I missed 10,000 people, I made a difference. So that's what we're trying to aim at. That's what I mean by can you unite? And the thing is, the conversations I had throughout the leading up to this point, some of the opinions that came across is like, after talking to the individuals, they like, you know what, you got a point. You really do got a point. You can't let this political platform that most people are getting so caught up in, whether it's Biden, whether it's Trump, whether it was Hillary, etc., whether it's the Liberal Party or whatever, don't get caught up in this political game. I mean, it's if I wake up tomorrow morning on the same pillow, under the same covers, I'm going to wake up like that every morning, whether it was Biden or Trump, period. And then that's why I'm saying, as far as that is concerned, is, it's like we still got to talk and see each other. But if we got this hatred in our heart that we can't talk to one another because the person that we was voting for is not in office, or whoever, whether it be president, senate, congress, whatever, they're not in office, and you mad at the world because they're not in office, that's not a good position to be in. It's just not a good position to be in. It is what it is, because if you die tomorrow, guess what? Trump or Biden is not going to be at your funeral. You get what I'm saying? Trump or Biden is not going to be at your funeral. They're fighting for America. Okay, everybody that lives in America, they don't know each and every. They don't know mine. They don't know MoFam's name. They don't know Lady A's name. They just know we have American people. Period. So if you lose your job, guess what? Can you call Biden tomorrow and say, "Hey, Biden, can you get my job tomorrow?" Can you call Trump and Trump Towers and say, "Trump, can you get my job tomorrow?" They not. They don't care about you. But we still got to live as a people in this society together. And we got to talk to one another, and all this hatred and all that, that's going to destroy one another. That's going to destroy us. That's where I'm going with that, lady. What do you think?
And that's one thing that's the first thing that I talked to Sophia about, because I was like, doesn't really matter. When I look at it from a president's perspective, do I think that Biden can really come in and make an impact America in a positive way? Not necessarily. I look at it as we're all America. It doesn't matter who's running the country. It's us. We are the country. So if the people that have the beliefs that we don't have persist in the manner that they're in, things will never change. You may get more people to wake up, than we have before, and that's great. So I think you and I were kind of on the same page, because I was just telling her, you know, like, if a household is racist,
right,
and they're raising children in a racist manner, then that's what the children believe. Now, you can go to school and you can subject yourself to meet other individuals and determine your own belief, which some people have done. And you can make the change somewhere along the line in your family to create the change that needs to happen. So don't shut yourself off based upon what you may hear from your mother or your father or your grandparents or whatever. You are still an individual yourself. So be yourself.
right, right. And I totally agree. I totally.
You know, I mean, then I started talking to her about the law enforcement perspective. Can they really make a change in that area? I would hope so. I would hope that you would realize that most of the bad things that have happened this year are due to law enforcement. So I would hope that they would put more standards out there to fix the situation. That's my hope.
Mm-hmm.
Will it happen? We don't know.
Right, right. And
But people that I know people that voted for Trump. Do I hate you because you voted for Trump again? No, because you had your reasons. Just like I have my reasons for who I voted for. And I think a lot of things come down to people experience things in life, and for one party to tell me that I don't have a choice in one area, and for another party to tell me that I have a choice in the same area, I think of it as a position to where if I was put in a circumstance, I'm just going to put it all the way out there.
right, right, right. Speak
If
your
I
mind.
was
Speak
put
your
in,
mind. Preach.
if I was put in a circumstance where, let's say, I got pregnant by someone that was not a welcome party, if you get my drift. The Republican Party wants me to birth this human. I may not want to do that because I may look at that human every day of my life and remember the experience that I was put into to create this human being. The other party lets me choose based upon what happened to me. It's not a no, you can't, or a yes, you can, but you actually have a choice to make up your mind what you choose to do.
Right, exactly.
So, no, I feel like no one should really have enough power to dictate those things on your behalf.
Gotcha, gotcha. Hey, I just noticed Renee coming. What's up, Renee? What's up, Joshua? What's going on?
What up, Sasha? Hey, GB.
GB, what's up?
What's up, Renee?
They starting to chime in, our loyal followers. So keep it coming, keep it coming. Share this. Remember, share this broadcast when you get an opportunity. Share it in your post, and let them know that we're on a new channel. We're on a new conversation. We're on a new look. We're coming direct, raw, and ready for anything. So we're ready to talk about anything. I agree with you, Lady 100%. I agree with you 100%. And that's where a lot of us lose focus. You know, it's like most people have their reasonings voting for Trump. Most people have their reasons voting for Biden. Whatever reason you had, that's fine. I mean, that's your opinion. But if your candidate loses, there's no reason to turn your back on your fellow man. You know, I lost a lot of friends, a few good friends through my choice and my opinion. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here to tell you, I go unapologetic the way I stand and what I feel or what I believe in. So don't ever think, if I post anything on my Facebook, believe me, it stays there. Believe me, I'm not changing my mind about that opinion. I don't care what it is. That's my opinion. And I don't expect everybody to like it. I really don't. And I'm not expecting that. But what I am respecting, the respect I give you and the respect I'm going to give you just as well as you give me. That's what I expect. And
Right.
I had to go through a couple channels and deleting people because they were just getting totally rude. And that's what this conversation's leading. Can we unite after the elections, after all this is over with? And obviously it's not over with because he hadn't conceded yet. But can we unite? And get back to loving one another. And I don't care, are you black, brown, Asian, brown, blue, purple. I don't care what nationality you came from. I don't care about all that. What I care about is a person, what kind of person you are, period. People that know me, and you can probably contest to this, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. People that know me, they know if you piss MoFam off, you did something to them. And it's hard to piss them off. I've had people on my page, Republicans, strong Republicans, and I still have some on my page, that defended me when somebody made a post on my page, and I don't think you remember. I think you probably was part of the conversation, but they defended me. Like the woman that was on my page making all those accusations and belittling people on my page, it was like, you need to stop that. Now it's not that big of a. It's not that serious. I'm a Trump supporter, and I believe I'm on your side. But at the same time, you belittling people because who they chose as their candidate, who they want to run, who they want to win for president. That's you pushing it too far. Now I'm surprised MoFam ain't said nothing yet. But I was asleep, of course, when all that was going on. I woke up like, who is that woman on your page belittling people? I'm like, what you talking about? I went over there and I saw all that crap. I was like, oh my God, let me text her and tell her to stop all that. That's what I'm getting at, Lady A. It's just like getting to love one another and talk to one another, and that's how we're gonna come together as a country. I heard something earlier tonight, and I'm gonna share it with, and it made a whole lot of sense. I heard something tonight. Unity is like this, and I'm going to use his scenario, his example, but twist it up a little bit. Unity, I believe, it's like a keyboard. Okay, you got your black and your white keys. Okay, they gotta get a smooth harmony come out of it. You gotta play both of them. But if you playing one, you only gonna get part of the harmony, and you play the other. If you play them together as a people, you get a smooth harmony coming out. And that's what I believe. And I took that thought. I was like, that makes a whole lot of sense. I was telling Alex, I'm behind senior producer. I was telling him, and I said, that made a whole lot of sense. I'm going to use that because that makes a lot of sense. And it was a reason why I needed to hear that, because that was part of our show. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. And I just want to, it's like, dude, it's getting to the point where people are just hating their own friends for 15, 20 years. Like, is it that serious that you lose a friendship over what's happening in the United States right now? Is that serious? And other countries are looking at us like, man, they don't take this to a whole nother level, man. Mm-hmm. And so it's one of those things. It's just like they're upset, and it's like, man, it's not that serious. I still love you. Period. Who is, no matter who's the president, I still love you. Period.
It almost kind of reminds me of like a breakup. You know what I mean? Like they just broke up with the president and they're devastated. And they don't know how to get their focus back to think about what's next.
Right. I
And
agree.
for some people, it takes time to process. And it's not the first time that it's happened. I'm sure it won't be the last time that it happens. But it's like, what do you do to make people think or realize that it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with the president? The president is here to run your country. But what are we going to do, and how do we fix the rest?
Right. And as a people, what are we going to be doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because it's up to us to create some sort of change.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons why we started the show in the first place.
Right. Exactly. And that's what it's all about, talking. And that's the reason why, like you say, go back to what you just said. It's all about talking and getting it and talking to one another. Remember, guys, when you come in, believe me, we appreciate everyone that's joining us on this broadcast tonight. Please share, like, and follow, and share this broadcast. Let people know we're here. We're here to listen. We got a show that you can cry on. We're here to talk to you and let you know. We talk about anything and everything with different topics we bring to you every week. So please share this. So it goes back to that, and I know it was a hard conversation tonight, Lady A, and sometimes that's the hardest topics, because people don't talk much about it because they have their own personal thought and feelings about the different topics like this, but they're afraid to talk about it. Hey, this is what this show is all about. I know it's uncomfortable in some situations and people feel uncomfortable. Hey, but we're going to bring it to you like it's raw, and I know it's a hard topic, but we got to get to these hard topics and start talking about these hard topics. Until we get to that point, we'll always be in this revolving door of pain, disappointments, and the list can go on and on down the list here of being uncomfortable about certain situations. So
well, and I can share a story based upon what I was talking about earlier about you can make a change in your family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one of the earlier shows when we first started, we kind of talked a little bit about like your family, was your family accepting and things like that. And for me, my dad growing up in Alabama, and his family, he always, when I was really younger, had words to say at times. And I was the kind of kid, like, I just made friends with whoever. Like, I didn't care what you look like.
Right.
When I got to high school, I found myself with friends in every group. And the more comfortable that I got, that's when I ventured out into the world of my loving Black men.
Soul brother number one.
And it took a long time to make them see and understand your views are not mine. If people aren't hurting me, if I don't feel in danger, if I don't feel any certain type of way, they're legit. They're good. Like, I'm good.
Right.
And there was a conversation that was had several years ago, and the light bulb finally went off. And then, of course, I had my children. Okay, well, now I've got these beautiful mixed human beings in the world. You have to change your views. These are now a part of you.
Right. Exactly. And that goes back to what we're talking about.
You can't say the things that you used to say around me when I was younger because they're here now. And if you say something that would offend them,
oh,
I'm
mama.
coming after you.
Mama gonna say something. Mama bear.
I don't care who you are to me.
Mama bear gonna say something. Mail back.
So that's kind of like where I was going with the whole, you can hear things at home.
Right.
You're still your own individual.
Right.
And you have the right to be friends with whomever you want, as long as they're not, I want to say ruining your life, but that's not probably the best words for it.
Right. But I get it.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like that was the change that needed to happen in our scenario.
Gotcha.
So if I can make the change, other people can make the change. But a change has to be made at some point.
Yep, I agree.
Or we're never going to get anywhere.
Yep. And that, you know what, it takes me back to we have to start talking. We have to start talking. That's kind of ironic with the name of our show, Let's Talk. But we got to start talking to one another, no matter what background you come from, small, tall, big, black, white, Asian, brown, purple, whatever background you come from. We got to start talking to one another and understanding one another and getting to helping one another. I know it's a hard task, and I know a lot of people don't have those beliefs, but we got to start setting examples. If we have shows like our show and shows behind it, try to piggyback like our show and television, and you see the example being set, and understanding and getting that understanding of one another. So I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Hey, we see your comments coming in. We're going to get to those comments as we do each and every week. And we're going to get to those comments. So keep those comments. Renee, come on. I see you. I see you. I see you. Sasha, I see you. I see you. I see you. Where are all the shout outs at, Lady A? Where are they? Make sure we put them on blast on our broadcast so they can be on the next broadcast. But we have some, if you want to start getting to some of the one comment that Renee had, she said, I think that the hope for change that we have shown over the last year has made more of an impact than anything that has occurred in the last decade. Hope is a powerful thing. We have united more in turmoil than in tranquility. That's interesting, Renee. I like that. I like the way you put that. I mean, it's actually a very true statement. You know, it's like, the last decade, it's been from the last decade to now, it's been a lot of changes, and it's almost like a newborn. A newborn starts out crawling, then starts out walking. That's what we're doing right now in society. We're crawling our way of change until we get to the point of walking, until we get to the point of running. It's going to be, you want it to become the norm. I know things when people first see it, especially these old heads, they see things like that. They see, not in my day, not in my lifetime that's going to happen. But believe me, it's going to happen. Things can't stay the same forever. I mean, Look at the technology for the last, I would say, man, I remember when I saw email for the first time, and that was probably 97, 98, something like that, 96, 98. It was crazy how I was so afraid, like, what the hell is this? At work, they introduced, it was almost like through that old software, and if I can, Pascal. It was through that software. You was like, you had to wait. They sent an email, right? And you had to wait about 30 minutes before you say, did you get my email? And say, oh, it just came across 30 minutes ago. And you see how we get email instantly now. We can PM people, go on their DMs and almost immediately now. So I say that to say this: things can't stay the same forever, especially when you have the society that we have, and it's going to call for a change for better things, and whether it be through technology, whether it be through relationships, whether it be through love, it's going to change. So we have to get to that point. And if we stay the same, guess what? This world will be destroyed by now. It will be destroyed. So that's my point. It's one of those things. Hey, Iris, what's up, baby? That's the one thing we have to do. We have to communicate and stay open to everything, to what we do and how we do life. So Iris said, hey guys, yes, we need to communicate and open up. I'm gonna bring this down. You can't see this part what I'm seeing, but you can probably see it on your phone. Open up and share what we feel in order to unite. 100%. I believe you, baby. I believe you. But yeah, it's one of those things that we have to communicate.
Well, in another aspect too, there's a lot of people that aren't as vulnerable to open up.
Mm-hmm.
So you've kind of got to put yourself in a position to be a little bit more vulnerable. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, you've experienced things just like someone else has experienced things, but the best way for people to get to know you and know who you are is to be open.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to allow yourself to open up. And I think when you allow yourself to open up, you also allow yourself to take things in.
Yep. And hey, what did I say at the beginning of the show? Uniting by talking to one another. And once you start talking like how I made people feel comfortable about how whatever the opinion they had about the elections and whatever opinion I had about the election, at the end of our conversation, we were like, I see where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, and I still love you. That is the main thing. We have to get to that point. That's how we're going to unite. No matter what your opinion is, that's the only way we're going to unite. And so we have to open up and share and communicate. Just like Iris said, it's got to be one of those things. What else we got here, Lady A? Sasha said, y'all keep on preaching. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. What else we got? Most people voted. Renee said at the beginning of the chat, she said most of the people that I know voted for Trump was based on taxes. That was 50 cents, wasn't it? 50 cents of food. He said, hey, I'm voting for Trump because he ain't talking about increasing my tax, but everybody's not in your tax bracket. Oh man, what did Iris say? What did my baby say? She said, absolutely, Lady A, maybe if we see someone that needs sharing. We can reach out to help them and open up.
Yep, Iris, I believe you.
Yeah. So it goes back to that. So that's where I'm standing on that, and that's what I mean that's what I meant when I came up with this topic. I want to be able to get to love my brother, love my sister, no matter what background you come from. We can still go out to and eat, bowl, movies, whatever the case may be. We should be able to do that and still have our opinions without the negative viewpoints behind our opinion.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a quick story real quick before I go into summary of this whole series. This episode is that on the way home, what was that? What's the day? On the way home Monday, there was a corner on the road I was traveling on. There was a corner of protesters, right? And there wasn't in front of no government buildings or nothing like that. It was just on the corner of in Plano. They was like a corner. And on one corner had all Trump protesters, and the other side had all Biden protesters. And they would just have these signs going back and forth, and you could see these cars going blowing for whatever side they were choosing for, and blah 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 blah. When I saw that, all I was saying to myself, and it takes me back to this late in one of these thing I saw on Facebook. I saw neighbors where one was Trump, pro-Trump, one was pro-Biden. They had signs in the yard, but they lived right next door to each other. But you know what they did? They still shook hands. They came out and hugged each other. They posted on Facebook, we can still be friends, even though you had your own viewpoint. We can still be friends. They were showing the world it's okay to have your opinion, but it's not okay to hate your brother, man, for having your opinion. You get what I'm saying? Right. Or them not having the same opinion as you. But right. When I saw that going down the road, I like, all it takes is that line. That the only line that was breaking them up was the road, the crossroad there. And I'm like, why can they just come together and say, okay, I got my Trump side, instead of being across the street, that line, splitting them up, come across the street and join to each other and still hug each other, set an example and say, okay, I'm Trump, I'm pro-Trump, I'm pro-Biden, but I still love you, my sister. I still love you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And I saw that. I thought it was so funny. And I was like, wow, these people are taking it to the streets. I mean, literally, the only thing that was, it wasn't no government building, nothing like that. You know what was the nearest thing to them was a Popeyes and a Wells Fargo building. A Wells Fargo bank. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is not even... they are taking it to the streets, what they feel, boy. But you want to say anything before I sum this show up?
Renee just put a comment that I saw come in. She said, people have been so uncomfortable about this election. I sent an IM to a coworker updating her on the election numbers, but I accidentally sent it to the CTO. I really thought I was going to get fired. This whole ordeal has been stressful for America as a whole.
Wow.
Girl, if they fire you, they're crazy. I'm just going to say that off the bat.
Right.
But it has been stressful. And I don't even think necessarily it's been the election that's been stressful. I think this whole year in general has been a stressful ass year. Period.
Yeah. And I agree with you. It's been stressful, and you go in the office and people you got this looks, and you just like, don't talk about politics in the office, but you just gotta keep that in mind when you're in the office talking to people. I'm glad you didn't get fired, Renee. Because people they're taking it to the extreme, man, when it comes to these elections. But I'm glad you still have your job. Let me say this. Let me sum the whole show up. And it goes back to my original statement, is that it's not about who you voted for. It's not about what your beliefs are. It's not about what you stand for. It's all about loving one another and communicating one another and letting people know it's okay to have your opinion, but I'm going to still love you, my brother and my sister. That's the only way we'll be able to unite as a world, not just as a country, but as a world. That's the only way I believe we're going to be able to unite. And until we do that, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaos. So if my brothers and sisters out there that's listening to me and you're sharing this video, please share this video. The point we're getting across is that we got to communicate to one another. We got to talk to one another. We got to listen to one another. And we got to learn to agree to disagree with one another. And be able to go out to dinner with one another. So that is my main point. And that's how we're going to be able to unite as a country, as a world, period. And that's my strong belief. And if I'm put here on this earth to just say those words, and if we change one person, hey, I've done my duty tonight, and God-given duty tonight. If it changes one person, I'm fine with that. But if we don't change the world, hey, I'm fine with that too. But we're putting it out there and then waking people up and letting them see what we see and what I can see, and making this a better world. That's my summary.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree. You got to be open to have the conversation. So be open.
Be open, be open, be open. As we do each and every week, we appreciate you chiming in and letting us know how you feel about us and liking and sharing these videos. As you can see, the new look I've been working so diligently on behind the scenes, and Lady A's been working behind the scenes. You know, we've been testing and all this. I hope you like our new look. It's gonna get even better. This is just a rough. We had to do something to put some, let our audience know how we're coming direct. I like the look, you know, and Lady A, she said she liked the look, so it's gonna get even better. We got I got my behind the scenes producer over here right now. He's actually monitoring everything we're doing right now to make sure everything is going smooth. So big shout out to Alex. And everybody, show if you like what I say, if you like what you see, just give me some likes and say shout out to Alex for putting us, helping us putting us together, man. So I appreciate Alex, all he's done. He's gonna continue to do to get this thing better. And he said this is one of his things he loves doing is putting things together and leaving it. And
hey, Alex.
There you go. So he just typed, and I'm right next to him. He typed that. Yeah, big shout out to Alex. I appreciate everything he's doing tonight. As we do each and every week, we love you guys. We appreciate you chiming in, and we know we realize that the audience is going to be kind of low this week because of the new page. But as you share this, please share this and let people know that we're on a new channel. Same good conversation, but we're on a new channel, so we're going to be pushing it. We actually going to be putting this on YouTube as well. Alex going to help me put this on YouTube, so we're going to be streaming to a lot of platforms at the same time eventually. So stay tuned and let us know how you feel about us. If you got opinions about topics, hey, we here to talk. You have ideas about topics, hit us up.
Hit us up. We're open.
We're open. So as we do each and every week, Lady A, we thank our audience. Please like, share, and
subscribe.
We see you next week on Let's Talk Podcast with Lady A and MoFam. Peace.